The shots rang out just after 11 o'clock this morning near a shopping center on Racetrack Road.
And we're told a few minutes after two drivers got into a fight, one man grabbed a gun and fired several shots. A third person drove the two wounded people to a hospital. At last check, one of them was in critical condition. Channel 4's Jim Pickett has been following the investigation since it began. He's joining us live from the scene. Jim.
You know, this story is changing minute by minute. We have just learned that that gunman has now been arrested and charged with 3 counts of attempted murder. Everything ended right here in this banking lot, this parking lot of this bank at about 11 o'clock this morning. But it surely sent some people in this shopping center running scared. Justin Locke doesn't consider himself a hero. Nonetheless, he took action and held a shooter at gunpoint. Police say that man had just shot 2 people after they were fighting what appears to be a case of road rage. This picture is from a viewer which shows the alleged gunman on the ground after police arrived.
He got out with a gun. I told him to put it on the ground. He put it on the ground, and he was screaming for help. And he walked about probably 15 yards away from the gun and dropped down and, raised his hands. I had an employee of mine go get a gun just in case, so I held him at gunpoint until police arrived.
This is video from Sky 4 over the scene shortly after it happened. Investigators believe it all began after 11 o'clock on Racetrack Road. People in 2 cars pulled into the bank parking lot and began fist fighting. One man got a gun and fired at the others, hitting 2 of them. Those injured apparently got in their car, and a third person drove them to the hospital. The gunman was still on the scene, and that's when Justin stepped in.
He was highly distraught, of course. He had a big, you could tell he's gotten beaten up. And then he kept asking me, like, what would you have done? What would you have done? And I said, I probably would have done the same thing, but I wasn't there.
There were many other people in the shopping center at the time. They didn't know what to think about the shooting and everything else that was going on in the parking lot.
Heard about 10 gunshots, and we thought it was a bank robbery. And so what's crazy is we didn't even move. We heard the gunshots and should have ran into cover, but all of a sudden then a Mazda came running by with the windows down, and I heard a female's voice say that she had been shot.
We just learned the name of that gunman, 22-year-old Charles Moore, charged with 3 counts of attempted murder. As for those that were shot, they were taken to UF Health up in Jacksonville. We know one of them was in critical condition at least at 11 o'clock this morning. This is a developing story, and we're going to keep following this throughout the evening. We're live in St. Johns County. Jim Pickett, Channel 4, the local station.